Hello everybody, this is John here, aka Professor Bubbles, and once again, welcome to my laboratory. In today's edition of Pokemon Unite, we're going to be talking about the Eevee's evolution, the Fairy evolution, Sylveon. What's great about Sylveon? He has three good abilities, which has to do with the support system being offense and defense capability, as well as offense power, which is a little above average, and scoring, which is actually top of the charts against any Pokemon in the game currently right now in the meta. So what does that mean? Sylveon is meant to score. So you get all those points, you do some slam dunks, okay? Now keep in mind that any Pokemon that has good stats always has to have a balance, which goes down to the endurance mobility. It's just a little below average, but it's not last. So if you put all the scores together, I would place Sylveon above average, and actually one of the good meta Pokemon to use currently in the game right now. Things can change over time, but that's what we're talking about today. Now, what makes Sylveon such a great Pokemon is that we got two different movesets and two different routes we're going to talk about in this video. Now, keep in mind that in Yellow Route, Jungle, Eevee, or any future Eevee evolutions, Sylveon included, do not go that route. They're not designed for that. You can design going to red, which is top, or blue as in bottom. And the reason why I say blue bottom is because I want to make sure people who are colorblind who are watching this understand when I use a color word or color that I use the word bottom, so they understand which area I'm talking about. So, without further ado, when you go to bottom routes, you use Swift and Baby Doll Eyes, as you can see where the level 1, level 2 indicator is. Those are just basic attacks. They're going to go away, but they are ones you're going to use to get your level 4. And once you get to level 4, you finally evolve into that Fairy Demon Sylveon. And when you go into Raging mode with Sylveon, you want to choose Hyper Voice. Now, Hyper Voice is like a clock attack. And the reason why I say it like that, say if you point at a clock in front of you and you point at 2 o'clock and you release your attack, it's going to create like a diamond field baseball area effect hit. But keep in mind that once you do that move in that direction, no matter what direction you're running up and down, left and right, towards your opponent, away from opponent, that move is stuck there. So you could run away and you have the move hitting behind you, or chase somebody and it'll stay in that position. So keep that in mind when you use the attack. The Pokemon that's closer to you does less damage. The further away inside that diamond field you're placing will do a lot more damage. So when you get to level 6, you want to combine that with Draining Kiss, which once contacts the enemy, will drain their HP and give you HP. So that's a good offensive and good healing capability. That's why I call support system with offensive, defensive of Sylveon. So when you go into your Pokemon Unite move, it basically boosts those two abilities up. Plus, momentarily, if you use Unite, keep in mind that Sylveon does like a hover, like a jump, floats, hits the ground. You can actually go over walls with that if you're a good expert at it, and I'll try to demonstrate that to you guys a couple times in this video. So say if you're like on the other side of the wall just waiting, you're gonna do your night, you're waiting the grass, you could pop out over the wall and then surprise your opponents and just start hurling damage at them, hyper voice them to get KO'd, and it creates this momentary invincibility for Sylveon, which you'll see in the video as well. Outside of that is the bottom setup. Now for the top setup, we're going to go with Mythical Fire and Draining Kiss. Now, this is a different, this is a different type of, I want to say, Sylveon, because this one's more based off its attack powers, what it can do. Just keep that in mind when you use it. Mythical Fire creates these fireballs around you. If you get near Sylveon, you will do damage to the opponent. You can also shoot them off, and it will target and hit your enemies as well. It's not as high as Hyper Voice, but it's consistent. That's what you always keep in mind. As far as second move, you could use both the Calm Mind and Draining Kiss capability, because Calm Mind is what helps boost your stats up, and Draining Kiss, like we said before, does a little more damage. But like I said, Mythical Fire and Draining Kiss we use for top combo. First thing first is use your eject button. The Swift. Weird thing about Swift is it doesn't really attack right away, or actually use attack right away, but it doesn't automatically hit like the video game where it's all the time. So right now we're going to go ahead and try to do as much damage as we can to get the little forward as fast as we can. Luckily we got Snorlax here, who is definitely assisting. And of course we do a little mix of war we're having right now. Oh yes. Well, we did get knocked out, but our Snorlax is going to pick up the pieces. And we did get to level 4 by not having the KO assisting. So because of that, we get the Sylveon, and now we have Hyper Voice. So let's go ahead and let Snorlax do what he's doing over there. Because very soon bees will be appearing, which they are now, and where we want to shine and get those experience points. So right now we're doing a pretty good job of showcasing this Sylveon built for bottom range. We're being both towards the tackle or offensive capability as well as the defense capability that Sylveon could present. It is 3-on-2 right now. We have Absol player on our team that could join us, but I'm glad they're also building up the character. But for right now, we got our main abilities, which is this and Drain and Kiss. Hyper Voice and Drain and Kiss is a really good combo to have. And we have this. Now bear in mind, even if a Pokemon goes into the grass, as long as you saw it or you do damage in that area, you could still attack them and do damage. So it's kind of like, I can hide, but the cool thing with Sylveon is just wave the Hyper Voice around that grass, eventually hit something. It's good for scouting, I guess is the way I'm looking at it right now. Then we're also trying to build her up because we're trying to get to our Unite move as fast as we can also. Well, we did not get the damage necessary we wanted right there. And it looks like our allies on top are taking care of the top lane, which is great. But we're going to do as much as we can possible bottom range. Fortunately, the allies did break bottom. But they are being effective towards scoring as well. We did get our Unite move, which is great, and now we have Absol in lane, who hopefully will assist us. But I do not think we'll be able to get Dreadnought in time. So I'm going to still... Oh, they did not take Dread yet. So let me hustle down there. Which is still great what I'm doing as I get to level 9. Oh, they did, yes.
California almonds. They're crunchy,
Here,
delicious,
get up here.
nutritious. You might say they're the perfect wellness snack. They're also an excellent source of magnesium to help support immunity. And
There. So now that we scored or broke bottom, like they broke our bottom, they can no longer heal if we're going to focus on getting Dread. Which is actually a great thing right now. And I think the Venusaur just realized that fact too, that they don't have the heal down there. It's such a natural thing that you think it's still there if you don't look at your map, but nevertheless, we're doing a pretty good job showcasing bottom towards Sylveon's capability offensively and defensively. The Hyper Voice does do the area effect damage and the direction you want to do it in. Yep, and we are getting consistent knockouts too, which is good. Now, normally I would continue going forward, but I want to go back and get my heal really quick. Don't forget to use the down button, of course, because when you use down, you could go back to home base. Each ring closer to home base gives more health per second. So always keep that in mind. So I'm just trying to do as much damage as I possibly can. Oh. And we did get the knockout, which is great. I'm going to go ahead and try and get a couple more knockouts here with my Unite move. I think they realized what was going on. So it looks like me and the bird are going to try to go for a score. We do got the annoying rodents. I'm going to go ahead and jump up and just move forward away from that. And yes, we got knocked out. So we are kind of a good balanced game right now between the Malazones are left. I think Garchom's on the bottom there trying to roll up. We'll go ahead and go bottom with a little caution there. And yes, their allies are trying to take us down. And while my allies are doing so, I'm going to go ahead and try to pursue getting a goal right now. Yes. And as I see before, you can do a runaway hits, which is nice. And fortunately, I did get the little hit there at the end. I got 85 here. I got 31. While we have 100 base and a 67 base, which the cargo is gonna make a difference now. Fortunately, probably couldn't get there in time, but we're gonna try to do a knockout here. Now that Zapdos is active, we need to try to do what we can to mitigate what just happened. We did knock out some opponents, so I'm going to go ahead and try to mitigate what happened by scoring. Nice, and our allies actually just helped for the big push. And we're just going to help our allies try to get as much points as we possibly can at this point. So since we got the whole goal scenario, I'm going to go back. Yep, we got the grid. So we are on a good roll. We have most of the scores done. So this is actually good vibes right now going on. By time, or we got about 10 seconds where all our team will be on the board, but Garchomp and I already have a balance what we're doing. He's blocking. Actually, I want to go down to kind of assist on. Just to keep the peace there, and he got that knockout as well. It's a done deal now at this point. Yeah, we got Snorlax, everybody popping out. Good vibes all around. Good matchup. Overall, you can see that Sylveon was both good offensively and defensively. We scored a good amount of points throughout the match compared to our allies. We also only knocked out 2 Pokemon, but we did 11 assists. And good, that's the idea of Sylveon, is we chip damage everybody down while our allies are doing their finishing touches to knock them out. Top route this time, and we have the Mythical Fire built. Again, we start off doing the inject button, getting our moves set up, and try to get to level 4 as quick as we can so we start using Mythical Fire. And this time we have Muscle Band on top of the choice specs to give both physical and special attacks their added boost. He's making a mistake. Oh. I got a Mystical Fire. I'm gonna get a little heal here. And we activate it. We'll be able to see right away how much damage we can do for knockouts. We're just waiting for these to come up. The nice thing about Mystical Fire is you can also use your Baby Doll eyes at the same time. So it does add a lot more consistency towards damage. And as you see, we'll be able to take all the bees. The objective is we could go do both top and bottom lane. But we're showing that we could give support on top where we have more people on the bottom to do more damage, and so take control of the situation. So the main objective for the jungle part is to try to take the top portion of the jungle and let the bottom portion to your allies. So you're still maintaining your high level superiority, and you're doing the opponent here, for example. Oh. Because you're taking so much of the levels, they're not going to keep up as much. I will be scoring very shortly. Get my Unite move. Let's go ahead. We also got Rotom coming up, so we're trying to do as much damage as we can possible right now. Okay. Yep, we got all the bees. That's always a good thing. The reason I'm not going after Rotom right now is I'm trying to build up as much damage as I possibly can to take out the portal first. Yep. And that's when I go in, and my opponent will pay for what you try to do there. So now that we break portal, upgrade a fire, and we're going to try to take Rotom, so it goes out to the second part. And our allies coming up, and boom. Every little of those coins count. You got a full team here. We're just going down. Boom, shattered it. Oh, they ran away. Yeah, we're pretty much covered the entire lane right now. Do you got General coming up? Let's say they even got their Sylveon player that's using Echo Voice, but we're such a higher power and my team is well balanced right now that we're showing how strong Sylveon can be with Mythical Fire combo. Like I said, it's such an easy combo to do and use, and directional wise, you just have to be close to your opponent, you don't have to aim. It just automatically hits, which is consistency of that attack. And we're just going around and just collecting HP. And I'm making my round around this way on purpose is because I know road time's coming up. I just can go ahead and they may have somebody here who's going to try to take it. I gotta try, yes. Thank you. Fortunately, though, I have a really good stat capability right now. And we're just dominating their team right now. Like I said, Mystical Fire doesn't have to aim, and that's the great thing about it. Again, you got 20 seconds, 2-minute mark to Zapdos. So we want to try to take this out as fast as we can. Which we will. Cool. Now we're going to go ahead and move towards Zapdos. We don't need it, but we're going to move towards it and take it. Always keep in mind people could come in last second to dodge it, but this team is pretty much gave up. I'm going to use my special at this point just to guide everybody over here. You notice has my draining kiss also is kind of like a guided sub move too. So as long as you're in range, you're just doing damage. Doing damage, taking HP, and gaining HP. Right there, we're not even a minute left of the game and we're already at level 15. Well, Sylveon kills Sylveon. we're just basically just doing the damage. And that, my friend, is a really strong way of playing the Sylveon with the muscle band and the choice specs variation. Overall, you see the score tells it to yourself. 240 points. You got average consistent score. We got MVP on our team. We did 11 knockouts plus 11 assists. Sylveon is a tank. But overall, I hope you guys enjoyed your experience watching the two versions of Sylveon.